If it ain't authentic, I don't want it.
Hey, took my time with this one. I knew I'd slide on this one. Won't my train wreck hit her bridge, oh. Found my diamond in rough and they seek a one-to-one, Sun up to sun up, come up, I come up again, oh. Took my time with this one. I knew I'd slide on this one. Won't my train wreck hit her bridge, oh. Found my diamond in rough and they seek a one-to-one, Sun up to sun up, come up, I come up again, hey. On scene, do my stunts, my life for cinema, ay, on eyes on scene. They keep them peeled, I'm about to be visible, ay, I've been formidable. To the venomous, done damage, quite critical. My bad one, skin tone cinnamon. Y'all hoes is made of silicone, hold up. I took my time with this, much wine and dime for this, I put it online for this. My pen won't miss on this one, no, swish. I bought like Bobo, yeah. I went from I do promo to let me get a photo. No, been in with the click, ayy. Better snap what they can't picture. They used to play my shit at the clubs I couldn't get into. To the game I interned, to the point I learned how to get work. Stir pots, y'all check, had a wrist working. Y'all cut, got chopped like scissors. In the cut, I took my time with this one. I knew I'd slide on this one. Won't my train wreck hit a bridge, oh. Found my diamond in rough and they seek a one-on-one, Sun up to sun, I come up again, oh. Took my time with this one. Knew I'd slide on this one. Won't my train wreck hit a bridge, oh. Found my diamond in rough and they seek a one-on-one, Sun up to sun, I come up,
I don't want it.
Ay, don't know how far we went. Spark plug, we parked that whip. Just got that started kid out. Gotta flip, it's all about dismount. I've been high like 6 months. Yeah, I need plaque on this wall. Bet next year we'll get one. There are rooms full of schemes and pitfalls. Wanna jump on tracks, we get on. Made way past tax, we roll off. She want her bag like go yard. Then white line, she cross them. Ay, think y'all slick. Then slip when they hit that bridge. Stay line, I caught that lift. Heard through the grapevine, y'all love my vids. Top speed, my drop for clear. I sundown on my kids. Kept beating that grind for quick. I forgot the end of that. Took my time with this one. I knew I'd slide on this. Won't my train wreck hit a bridge, oh. Yeah, knew I'd slide on this one. Won't my train wreck hit a bridge, ayy. Found my diamond in rough and they seek a one-on-one, Sun up to sun, I come up again, ayy. Took my time with this one. I knew I'd slide on this one. Won't my train wreck hit a bridge, oh. Found my diamond in rough and they seek a one-on-one, Sun up to sun, I come up again, ayy. Yeah. The rest is yours. Hey.
Yeah, dude, that was fucking great, dude.
Fucked up on the very end of it.
That was good. No,
Hey. Yeah. So how am I in your wild ways? Hey. Hey. Whoa, so how am I in your wild ways? I'm tired, been awake since Friday, ayy. You been bored, ride my way, babe. Get on your way, babe. I'm on my way, ayy. So how am I in your wild ways, ayy. I'm tired, been awake since Friday, ayy. You been bored, ride my way, babe. Get on your way, babe. I'm on my way. Stiff my bullet on ice, bad ones don't wanna do distancing. Need 6 feet, don't ask why I bring more my way. Hey. Teed up like a large size Ames, wish I had you in this thing. On a roll off hill with drone on real, being time my break. You the top, I'm a top AD, one like you in my space. Rock cold cap in the cockpit, yeah, where we go place. Fly low altitude with you, yeah, we on a different plane. One man cross you, but I beat him off them brakes. I don't need you, how about you make a move in? I don't know to swim, tread water in your deep end. Ay, you my queen, my whole sidekick, you my best friend. You lit up my fire, you been rebounding my shots in the gym. She held me down, held no complaints. I'm on the road, headlight out, I'm out too late, they know my face. She held me down, held me, wait, held no restraint. I'm still a player, change my ways. Don't hate me, just hate on gang, just hate on gang, yeah. Hey, so how am I? I'm in your wild ways. Hey, I'm tired, been waiting since Friday. Hey, you been bored, ride my way, babe. On your way, babe. I'm on my way, hey. I'm in your wild ways. Been waiting since Friday, hey. You been bored. Get on this way, babe. I hope you get it. Even though message been sent, you ready. Kept cool, copacetic. You been through enough, and I think you could do better. New day, we did a new setting. Got flu, keep a new feather. Ride 6 speed, ran due, so I run another 16. Sun smooth like new leather. Hey, said you at full package back when all of my pockets were empty. Now I gotta think I'ma tie it down so they can see your ring finger blinking. Electricity in your fingertips. They for the team at a service live. Take us to the top of the list, but this one, this is quite the precipice. Ay, she want the box, so they dry. Queen, I gotta lie. I gotta lie. Bucket a bargain a squad. Yeah, I gotta fill up the lie. Yeah, I gotta lie. You and shotgun what I want. And she want the box, so they dry. Queen, I gotta lie. Yeah, I gotta lie. You and shotgun what I want. Need buckets of bargain a squad. Yeah, hey, said I gotta lie. You and shotgun what I want. When buckets of bargain a squad. Hold up, oh my, I'm in your wild way. Since Friday, hey, you been bored. Hey, ride my wave, babe. Get on this wave, babe. I'm on my way, hey. So how am I? I'm in your. I'm tired. So I'm gonna sit down. I leave it up to you to decide. Can't lie, we look good together. Our mistakes aligned, you the missing piece that my puzzle needed to put together. Quite my type, I need a life light. I feel so lifelike. I'll show you what this life like, yeah. This life like, yeah. It's quite surreal what this life like. Abandon the plane, race, look at the legs, fell at the lake, we got pit maneuver. Feeling damaged to shame, you got your bandages and I can see your damage and pain. Somehow you handle it, but it's beyond me. Talk is cheap, but I can tell you got expensive taste to put you on the beach, baby. Privacy nobody can see, out of mind, out of sight, unseen. You got me, already seen how lit it can be. Ay, so bright that it can fill an arena. Every time I still look for your seat. The after party is already a scene, pondering how to get into your between. Oh yeah. The odds are slim, but I need you as my queen. Fuck what they and them think, they don't get paid for their dreams. But losing you, I couldn't afford what it do to me. It's the only thing to keep my heart from 2 degrees. Both our lives are on the brink, but I leave it up to you to decide. Can't lie, we look good together. Our mistakes align, you the missing piece that my puzzle needed to put together. Quite my type, I need a life light. I feel so lifelike. I'll show you what this life like, yeah. This life like, yeah. It's quite surreal what this life like. I'll leave it up to you to decide. Can't lie, we look fuck. And our mistakes align, you the missing piece that my puzzle needed to. Quite my type, I need a life light. I feel so lifelike. I'll show you what this life like. It's quite surreal what this life like. I need more smoke, please. What we got next? I think y'all are gonna like this one. Shout out to Black Bulb Creative for having me. Hey, take my hand, shawty. Whoa. show you palm trees on Melrose Ave. Yeah. Take my hands, darling. I need a second pair of them. This world is up for grabs, yeah. Hold your palms open, hey. Yeah, hold your palms open for me, darling. Hold your palms open. Yeah, hold your palms open for me. We two swans on a crowded pond. You'd who I send a couple turtle doves. I take you back to Cali cause you said that song for me. And I know your favorite trees are Queen Pine, yeah. You only say the words if you need some. Like baby, what's the word? You still need me, don't you? I got room service. Call at 3 a.m. I'll come knocking on it. Shoot my shot with you. I need me a shooter. Build a thicker wall for me. Bet I'm running right. Do it, break that levee. Got fluid, now that right is block. Ruin phone on ring. Got the call finally. Told boo, pack bags. We moving, pockets full of per diem. Got fluid OGs. Told me lock her down. Don't be foolish. When that cash gone, who gon' get you through it? Her mind virtuous to another degree. I'm a student. When she got my pen, I write my lines truest. I've been reaching, take my hand, shawty. Show you palm trees on Melrose Ave. Take my hands, darling. I need a second pair of them. This world is up for grabs, yeah. Hold your palms open, hey. Palms, hold your palms open for me, darling. Hold your palms open. One more time, hey. Hold your palms, hey. I need honesty. We got this odyssey. Hold on, it's rock. These waves got drama, mean ain't seasick. She like how you wanna love her, tell her how you see fit. I put so much into us cause I think you my weakness. She don't hang with them bitches, they facade see through. That's our secret. They know how we do. Put you in driver's seat, yeah. I want them to see you. Tell her my chick that I tell me I did good. I ain't got time to sit back, but this fireside lit. And you fragile, but we heat the glass bin. Build a house with glass bricks. We need property quick. Stacks pack bigger. Pay that last month's rent. Photo out real quick. Seen that villa full of queen pines on the steep cliff. Case I wanna die in your deep end. Probably how I got drip. How the sauce been thicker. Just reach out with me and see what life gets us. One more time. Take my hand, shawty. I'll show you palm trees on Melrose Ave.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Black Bulb Podcast. Today, we have the wonderful Samuel1st.
The one and the only SamuelThe1st. I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, no problem, man.
So, for everyone who doesn't know, this is a Sessions edition. So he is a, what would you call yourself? Hip hop. You kind of sing a little bit.
Yeah, I like to call myself a hip hop artist. Rapper sounds a little corny nowadays, so I try to stray away from that. But hip hop artist, so I can blend different subgenres.
What I like about you is that you have such a cool, like, chill vibe.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know if you heard the last podcast, but it was definitely not a chill vibe.
Yeah, I mean, I've been smoking weed since I was, 12, 13 years old. So I think that's kind of what chilled me out. But
good, man.
Yeah, I mean, I have some turns out music, but like I told you guys when I was, sitting down for this, it's kind of testing out some new stuff. And artists are always telling other artists to try new shit if you're kind of running into walls. So
that's great.
Tried it out with this new project, and this is the first time I've gotten to perform it. So
I think next time someone asks you to describe your music, you should just say I've been smoking weed since I was 12 or 13
I
years
love
old.
that.
Just have that be the answer, because it's incredibly descriptive and it's great music, man. Good job.
I appreciate that, man.
So for everyone who recognizes the voice, we've got Ben on the podcast right now. Ben is back from the early days of Black Bull Podcast. We're happy to have you on.
Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate
You have such a
that.
soothing voice.
Oh, thank you.
Have you been smoking weed since you were 12 or whatever?
I have not been smoking weed since I was 12. I will throw that out there. So you said that this is kind of a new thing for you. What does your music usually sound like? I'm gonna assume that people who are listening to this heard the songs.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to say, and that's kind of a challenge that a lot of artists have. Is like, if you were to sit down with a label executive, like, how do you describe your music, like a 2-minute pitch kind of thing?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I've always, it's something that I still battle with today, and it's kind of weird because I have creative moods where it's like I want to make something fun for a show that's energetic, turns up, but then sometimes I just feel like I want to make a song that's more deep or more melodic, or just feeling more of a vibe that a different crowd of people can relate to. And I'd say before this, people told me I was very like South or Texas inspired. So
Really?
yeah,
I could totally see that. They're like, especially
Yeah.
with the way you enunciate, it's got a little like Paul Wall to it, which I really dig.
that's kind of funny. That's exactly who would tie me to kind of the music that I was making. I was more rapping. I wasn't singing as much. I'd try it here and there, but I just wasn't ever comfortable with it. And you may see a little bit in the performance that we did tonight. I was a little bit uncomfortable because I'm trying it out, but I definitely.
It suits you, man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it kind of like getting warmed up into it, but it does take a little bit of fine tuning kind of within the moment that I realize it's like, okay, we got something.
I don't think anyone's been like truly comfortable with this performance unless they put down a bottle of Henny right before.
Yeah,
And then
you're
and then
ultra
anything goes.
confident. It's like too much at that point.
They could have done that in a Montessori school, and they would have been equally comfortable.
This guy's like speaking without me even need to give him context. My girl works at a Montessori school too.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
I've been on one today, man. I keep calling it out. We had a person we talked to earlier say that they didn't like their school, and I was like, I went to that school and I called it.
Really?
We called it, and I went to it too. It was
Really?
it was funny. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, so what would you say like influenced you the most when you started doing music in the very beginning days?
I mean, I always tell people like, and it sounds kind of corny that I've brought it up so many times, but I literally think that I got into like hip hop music specifically and rap music because I wasn't allowed to listen to it when I was a kid. My mom always
fruit.
Yeah, my mom never really knew rap or hip hop, but like Snoop Dogg was like the only person that came to her mind, and she thought he was like devil's music because he wanted her kids to be corrupted and get into sex, drugs, and ass. So it's something that's like I was sneaking, CDs at night, or I was listening to music when I wasn't supposed to be. And
Yeah.
once I had got into those weed smoking days, then that just kind of took a whole life of its own because ever since I was a kid, I've been learning music, teaching myself kind of instruments here and there, kind of figuring out how to play show tunes or movie tunes. But it kind of took off once, I realized I could put some vocals to a track, and, it started all there in a closet in my room and kind of brought it 8 years forward, and we're listening to the music that I got now.
What instruments did you learn to play? Like, what was the first one?
Piano, because my grandma had a
That's
grand
dope.
piano in her house. So I just, played little random tunes, but
He sneaks in and starts playing the beginning. Of
Dude.
What about Dre?
I was gonna say, I mean, that's
Fucking mom loses it.
arguably one of the most valuable instruments to know when you're doing music. I mean, Ben, what would you say?
Piano?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring up something like that. I mean, I think playing an instrument where you can play several notes at once is big.
Mhm.
Anything where you can do chords and melody together, which is not a lot. I mean, you got like piano, and like you could sort of do that with guitar, and then like what else? Like harp,
Yeah.
maybe.
Accordion.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really do it with a lot. So I think piano's big, and I think piano is accessible.
Yeah.
It's easier to get away with doing more
Yeah.
than people realize.
Yeah.
You think that helped shape your music writing? Do you write your own? Do you make your own beats?
No, I've tried my hand at beats. It's weird. Like
It's a different game than just writing a melody and chords. It's a
Even-
totally different game.
Even
but-
engineering myself, like the technical aspect of it, like I can do it, but I just felt like, I could be a jack of all trades and a master of none kind of thing. So it almost feels like I want to get back in touch with playing live instruments because I know that it'll kind of like rekindle the old memory of it, but I haven't played them in a while because I got so
Yeah.
vocally tuned into what I wanted to do sound wise, and I just wanted to like hone in on what I was vocally or sonically as an artist.
Yeah.
And now I feel like that I'm comfortable within that, and I kind of know where I can do it without as much like difficulty or effort. I want to start, trying my hand at reconnecting with the stuff that got me started with it.
Dude,
kinda
I think
thing.
that's great. You know who
Yeah.
I saw who I did not expect to do that, play all the instruments, was SG Lewis.
Yeah.
I saw him. I had no idea he would like do like guitar solos and like playing the synths, and I was like, Jesus, he does everything.
I don't understand how people have the mental frequency to handle all that, especially in like a live setting when you
Dude,
got
stress.
nerves and shit. I don't understand that aspect. And like you're talking about different types of instruments. Like I could probably handle instruments that have chords and melodies, but drums is something I could never do because it's so much multitasking with different, your hands and your feet. So
like a set, yeah,
it's just something that
like a drum set.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
couldn't wrap my brain around how to actually play
Anderson
drums.
Paak does that,
And he sings at the same
he
time.
sings as he plays drums. You're like, how is he doing this?
Yeah.
He's so good though.
Have you guys watched The Office, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
So the guy who plays Kevin has a pretty funny, like, kind of behind the scenes take that he is into drums and The Office needed to expand his character.
and they knew that he played drums just recreationally, so they got him into this band that he had, whatever it was, Scrantonicity.
Mhm.
But their cover band that they played after was the Police. So he explained that the Police all plays their music in a 5/4 time signature or something like that, which is basically impossible to be a lead singer and drummer at the same time.
Uh-huh.
So they did it almost just like as like a fuck you, like try to play these songs while you're performing and while you're acting at the same time.
That's
So,
funny.
like, he's sneaky, like the best drummer in history.
Yeah.
Because he can do all
Playing
of them.
off beat and singing on beat at the same time.
Oh my
That's a good
God.
show. I wonder, like, we don't ask this question that much because I feel like it's a cop out question, but I am curious, like, who influences you? Like both when you were starting off, like, who convinced you to get into music,
Mhm.
and then as also who influences you like today, or who do you listen to today?
Tough question. I mean, when I started out, I think that it's safe to say that Eminem gave me the tenacity, idea, realization that I could make music and I could be bold within it and just do whatever the fuck I wanted as long as I was being creative, kind of, especially when I was young and, you know, rebellious or whatever. But it's kind of hard to say, like, going from where I was making music to this kind of project, I feel like it was a lot of like R&B inspired. So like Sade, Aaliyah, I used to listen to a lot when I was a kid. And then obviously we're talking South inspired music. So I was listening to Outkast a lot growing up. And it's almost like hip hop with a lot of like old roots tied into the music. Kind of lately, like I said, with this R&B kind of trap soul album, I've really gotten to artists like Bryson Tiller, Pink Sweats, Toby Lou, Brent Fayez, like a bunch of artists who are really melodic and just trying the limits of where their voices can go as far as like cadences and playing into or playing onto hip hop beats. So it's weird. I'm trying to blend an R&B sound with Texas beats. So like heavy 808s, bass roll, almost off kilter drums, and trying to make almost kind of my own sound while playing off of, you know, original or, you know, pastime kind of tunes to the subgenres of hip hop. So
You got a vision.
You said earlier that I guess you implied that you were hitting a wall.
yeah,
Did you kind of feel like that?
definitely. I mean, I still do. And the weird thing I go over with like my mentors in music is just like I hit creative blocks because I feel like I like to get so hands-on and spend so much time with one song. Like, I mean, I don't want to like ask you guys how you perceive those songs I perform, but a lot of them are like have just like I try to have deep concepts that I'm a very visual person, so videos are very, very important to me. Co-directing and helping with the direction of the videos that I put out is really important, and I want them to have substance behind just like getting a car and a stack of money and having some girls shake ass while you know, perform your song.
Mhm.
I like them to have a story or content behind them and almost, you know, try to have it be a song that could play into a movie soundtrack. So I'm really trying for something that with this project specifically, it's like supposed to be like a love story / love affair and play off the idea that you're having these different type of romance novels within these songs that can apply towards a woman or apply towards the industry or the trade or, you know, the career that you're going after. So I like things to have a double entendre meaning and kind of have a backwards meaning wherever, you know, whatever way you interpret it, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because your stuff is dense. It's like lyrically, it's dense. Like the subject matter is dense. Like but it doesn't feel that way when you hear it. It's still it's groovy. You know what I mean? But like there is a lot to it, which is cool.
You got to get Christopher Nolan to to match your concepts visually.
Right.
That's the only way you're gonna.
Well, it's kind of funny because like I'd a bunch of buddies of Joe and mine, we went and did like this action movie type video that I just put out. It's called Shoot It. So it's like a shooter, you know, running John Wick, Call of Duty type of action movie.
Mm-hmm.
And in the sequel of it, I wanted to have as many tie-offs of like Tarantino movies or like, you know, famous action scenes from movies as possible. So, you know, like working in the bear juice scene with the bat or like some Kill Bill shit, because basically the whole sequel is about, you know, me coming back and getting vengeance. So I like to do things like tie Easter eggs from movies that I really like into, you know, what I do, because people catch that and they really love that kind of shit.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And then not only that, it's like, they can, if it's stuff that you care about, then they can feel that. They're like, oh, like he likes this enough to put it in his art.
Yeah.
And, take up that space. Cause there's like, you got a finite space in your work that you make. And so to make that room for that thing that like, has a little place in your heart, and then other people are going to totally vibe with that and they'll love it. And like the feeling you get when you do that is awesome.
Yeah.
When people relate to that and they appreciate it, it's really cool. So
and I want to have, I operate off of a plane of you don't need to be famous or viral to live off of what you make as far as your art or your career. So I live off a model that you need 100 fans. And by one fan, I mean you need someone that indulges in, ingests, buys, and invests in everything that you put out as an artist as far as content goes. If you have 100 of those, regardless of where they are in the world, you can live off of what you make.
Yeah.
It's funny because we were talking to this reminds me of the conversation we had with like the Ducati guys today, where you got to put out the quality stuff, but you got to be consistent with the content you put out. You can't just like put out one thing every few years. But if you oversaturate it, people are gonna think you're just not a talented artist.
Not genuine.
Yeah. So I think you got the right model. But that being said, it takes work.
Yeah.
And
it's I figured to get those people, I wanted to find the ones that like love music to the point where they're obsessive over it and they want to dig for this kind of stuff. Like that's where you get those people that are willing to literally invest in you because you have something that's more than just the surface for them kind of thing.
Well, and that's the cool build that leads to fun stuff. Like, as an example, you were talking about action movies and stuff. Like, RZA got to do Man with the Iron Fist after 20 years of being in the fucking Wu-Tang Clan. Like, he made a real life, like, he made his, I like Chinese action movie.
Yeah.
And he fucking did it. You know what I mean? But you have to, like, they're like, someone had to do the math on, like, how many people that buy these albums are also going to go see a movie you make? Okay, maybe 1 in every 100. So sell that many albums. And after 20 years, like, I think it makes sense now.
Yeah.
Good movie.
No, for real. It seems like something that it's like you have, like you said, like you have to have a certain amount of brandability, but you can't overkill them. But you have to be deliverable where they can rely on you to put stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost like adds to my angst. Like the last project I actually put out was February of 2019, so going on 2 years ago. Put out singles since then, like the video that I talked about, but I'm yearning to put something out because I feel like I'm robbing my people of, not being able to hear me, or I'm holding out on them because I feel like I create songs and then I almost hoard them because it's like an artistry, nothing's ever perfect. And
yeah, I totally relate to that.
Yeah.
But I mean, the way music it's changed. Like you don't put out full albums as frequently as because you're not gonna get the money back on the album.
Yeah, it's
so
disposable.
So that's why like the Spotify shit, people just put singles out, which I mean it's just different, but that it seems like a more digestible way to put things out.
Well, think of.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Have you noticed that songs have gotten shorter too? For replay value, like
I could
you
see
listen
that.
to rap songs, they're about 2 minutes long. Like a second verse in a song is almost like I feel like it's dead. Like
Well,
your song's too long if it has 2 verses and 2 hooks. Basically,
Because it's number of plays now. It's not.
well, I think everything's becoming a lot more like fuck, what's the word? Like there's a structure that people are trying to follow.
Formulaic.
Yeah, formulaic. And I remember like Rick Rubin even saying that he doesn't like how a lot of guitar solos have like a certain amount of time that they usually play it. He said it's best when you play it as long as it feels good.
It's weird because it's I want you to definitely get onto your tangent, but just to add on that, like lastly, it almost seems like you said with the solo, like rock, you can almost feel when the structure of the solo is gonna end, but like letting it almost take a jazz feel and just letting an artist just do it, go off and kind of come back to it when they
be like free like a bird.
No, I was just trying to point out that, like, I mean, look at how we consume music these days.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't listen to a ton of albums. Like, I'll listen to an album if I find an artist and I'm like, oh my God, I love everything they make. Let's listen to this album front to back. But most of the time, first of all, people aren't putting out a lot of albums, but you got your Spotify algorithm, or I use SoundCloud. I swear by SoundCloud. Just because there's more on there than there's more stuff on there than there's on Spotify. And I personally like to find artists that are still like finding their way. But yeah, you hear one song and then you hear another song from another artist, and like sometimes, and like I don't know, that's the way I prefer to consume it personally.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of the average person, and I think the music industry is fueled by young people, and I'm sure that's kind of how they prefer to do it.
Yeah,
that's my guess. There's
seems
a lot
like
of speculation there. I'm speculating a lot, but
no, I think you're right. Like as we get older, the more that I don't want to say we're going to conform to it, but we're going to be more molded by like what young people are going to ingest or how they ingest it, because that's going to determine the trend of how technology goes or even how the music industry attacks it, because they're really going for like TikTok is the major way for your song to explode right now.
Dude, that's what I was gonna say. It's like a lot of people I feel like are making music so they could have a hook on TikTok that's gonna make them viral.
Like the Shoot It song I had, I wanted it to be something powerful for a video, but I wanted the hook to be catchy enough that I could have a TikTok dance crew make a dance that could be trademarkable, that literally could explode on TikTok, because that's the trickle down effect that you get the most streams through Spotify, honestly, is having a song that has a dance that people see the dance and they just want to search out the music. They search out the music on their own platform, and that trickles down into all streaming platforms.
How do you feel about that?
It sucks because that's not the way that I came up doing it, but you have to mold and transform with the sphere that you're in. So
like that's the new form of advertising in a way.
Yeah. And it's weird. Like I'm 27. I don't feel old, but I feel like I have to learn a whole new app I'm not used to, like TikTok.
Dude, some crafty backup dancer was like, I'm sick you fuckers thinking that my shit is disposable. Created TikTok to make the dance the forward thing.
Yeah.
Well, society's getting more visual. I mean, you look at technology in general. I think we may have talked about this before on the show. It always goes audio first. Like audio technology becomes widely available to every person for free or cheap. And then after that, the video technology becomes widely available to everyone for free or cheap. So like, like everyone started being able to make their own beats, like 15 years ago. And then now everyone can make their own movies.
Yes.
For cheap. So, and so I think that's, to me, when I saw TikTok coming out, I was like, oh, it's just following the same pattern. It's just like, you had audio, and with like, cause MySpace was like a band thing, right?
Yeah.
And then you have pictures with Instagram.
That's true.
And then you have video with
I think
TikTok.
was Snapchat the platform where you could first put a song in the background?
I don't know who started that.
I think you
Probably.
could be right.
Yeah.
I really
where
don't
you
know.
could record with your audio playing kind of thing.
Something, or you could drop like an iTunes track. It was something like that.
The integration, you could integrate
Yeah.
a website or a link or a YouTube link to like what you were playing on Snapchat. I think at first, like one of the first platforms to do it.
Yeah, it just makes no sense why some platforms just blow up with a piece and the other ones don't, because they're all like so similar right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that.
Get closer, Mike.
Yeah, the mic.
Oh, sorry. I think that it's actually like a little bit different. Like I see Facebook as a completely different platform on who I'm pushing to than Snapchat or Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter's like almost like text-based, news-based. Like people go to it for updates.
Facebook is too, though. It's just like
Facebook for sure.
It's like the worst news source in America.
Facebook, I feel like it's my way to tap in with my family and close friends that I went to school with that like literally know me because of all of the mutual friends they're connected to. Instagram, it's more so people who found me through, random posts or promotion or stuff like that. I was going to kind of say like my biggest fan, and it's kind of weird because we've been talking about how the digital age has changed music, but before the podcast started, we were talking about how like old merch is like a novelty now. It almost sells more than just the regular hats, hoodies, and t-shirts kind of thing. My biggest fan, who she literally just found me through YouTube, shout out Belinda, New South Wales in Australia. She's literally one of the fans that I talk about. She's bought every single piece that I put out, and her big thing is merch.
Yeah.
And what I'm seeing with people with merch is they're huge on vinyls or old ways to tap in and listen to the music because they love that analog sound.
I can see that.
Yeah. So it's almost like the age is going forward digitally, but what people physically can hold and possess and buy, they want the analog retro, vintage way, which is
I
really
appreciate the
interesting.
vinyl. I don't know about the cassettes though.
8 tracks?
Right? So I'm telling you, man.
That's a thing. But I don't know. It's like
Let's start a service where we sell you VHS copies of TikTok dances.
No, they're literally doing like novelty merch. I think Travis Scott did it. Literally did his music video and put it on VHS cassette for people to watch.
That's
It's
a good-
fire though.
For,
if you
for
think
people to
about it.
never watch because no one has a fucking VCR.
That's
You
the
just put
thing,
it in your
man.
collection though. It's almost
Yeah,
collector's
Is it, in,
item.
is it in one of
kinda.
the like the gangster
Yeah.
Disney boxes, or is it in one of the cheap cardboard ones?
No, it's in like the plastic with
Oh,
the white
the-
outline.
God.
You
it
pop
opens
it
up-
open.
The
know.
ugliest one possible.
You
Yeah.
know the nostalgia you're feeling when you pop one
Yeah.
of those open though.
Yeah, he's done a lot of good shit though. The whole
He-
Astro World was like that was huge for him, man.
The king of brandability, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's why everyone's collabing with him, and he's got these monstrous collabs. It's just like I try to. That's the kind of the inspiration I take is how do I maneuver and market myself, or create a sound or a brand that's cohesive enough where people, large entities, can feel comfortable collabing with it because the people are so attached to what you have as a brand sonically or visually, kind of thing.
The other thing about collabing is, just showing your compatibility with working with other people, period. And so it's like, you show that you have chops that can be used by other artists and or other producers in ways that will benefit them. And then also that you can just be around them without, being difficult.
Yeah.
I feel like that. And people just like having you around. A lot of people get on songs or on movies or whatever because people like having them around. I think that, I'm speculating, maybe less true today, at least with movies.
No, people love to know that you're a good person. Look at Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
No,
Like-
but
like
no.
Chris Pratt. Like when people realize, like, oh, they're actually a good person, you would go viral
Yeah.
for being a good person.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm-
that's all they want to see when they're meeting someone they see as like a perceived celebrity. Is like they
Yeah.
just want to see they're normal. You
Yeah.
know, it's like I don't know. It's what I've been told is music's all or anything. Anything in media. I feel like it's all about talent and relationships, and I think people either get caught up in one or the other. So
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone knows that climber that gets somewhere, but they don't have a ton of talent.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that,
Mhm.
I mean, I guess it's better than getting nowhere, but yeah, it's like,
You
Yeah.
might as well do both.
yeah, right, exactly.
If you're talented and you're a good person, you're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll
But
be
it's
all
like
right. Doubling your odds.
The privileged people or the people that were born in Cali and have all the connections that they can get into by the time they're 18 years old and can actually get into those rooms. Those are the relationships aspect of it.
Yeah.
I feel like more so I'm honing in to make sure my talent is 100%. And I feel like I'm approachable enough where I can get into those rooms and then work on relationships once I know what I have as a solid, product and brand kind of thing.
That's great, man.
I don't see anyone not wanting to kick it with him. He seems like fun.
What do you got planned for the future, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, I have a salary job, so I work in solar, which is really cool.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I mean, I have a
busy.
side hustle that's progressive moving, which is dope. But music, I really want something to start, taking the forefront as far as, coming to the realization is like this is something that I can actually leave my day-to-day job for, because I really feel like my creative abilities will open once I just have that extra third of my life back from having to commute to a job that I'm passionate about and I care about, but it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I think it's at least refreshing to know what I want to do for the rest of my life. I'm just
Yeah.
not quite there yet, kind
Well,
of
I
thing.
mean, you share that struggle with a lot of artists.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's anytime I bring it up, it's like, well, you're preaching to the fucking choir, my friend.
Yeah,
For sure.
We have mostly artists on this podcast, and it's a lot of it is that same exact story, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
once you do kind of go over the hump, it feels really good. It'll be stressful in the beginning, but you'll get there. So
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
one-
no doubt. Actually, this dude, yeah, he's got it written all over him. He's
Yeah,
gonna end
man.
up somewhere.
The one thing I try to think of is like, is there a big clarity moment? Like, do you have like a big realization, or is it just like I'm in this shit and
Yeah.
I'm in this shit and I'm kind of just hindsight looking back, like, wow.
Yeah.
One day I was working a job and now I'm just a fucking musician now.
I like to think you'll know.
There's probably a leap of faith moment.
There
The
will
day,
be,
the day
yeah.
that you like. I mean, if it was a factory, you're cleaning out your locker, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, for us, it's so what do you do? Close the laptop extra hard? Like,
Fuck this remote job.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
like,
going
what am I gonna
outside.
do? Bust up my room?
Finally booking a flight and getting
Yeah.
out of here kind of
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Well, hey man, how can people find you?
Man, everything that you can search for, from SoundCloud to Facebook to Twitter to Spotify or Instagram, SamuelThe1st, no spaces, SamuelThe1st.
All right.
Happy to have you, man.
Thanks again, brother.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
Wish
thanks
you the-
for having me. Y'all are a cool bunch. I can't wait to
Thanks, man.
you know,
You're a cool
show
bunch.
people your
Oh, we all
stuff.
like each other. Yay!
Everyone watching,
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Make sure you guys check out Samuel the 1st.
Check him.
Thanks again.
Like,
Thanks,
subscribe, do all that stuff.
Peace.